So I've been thinking a heart-filled life or a heart-full life. Hmm. So this morning when I was doing my free writing and I was just thinking and breathing and meditating and free writing. If you don't know what free writing is, put it in the comments and I can talk to you about that. But as a coach, I utilize my tools. I utilize the tools that I teach as well for myself. And so that term came up um, through spirit, through my intuition, and it said heart, heartful life. But for some reason, throughout the day, because it's later, I kept changing it to heart-filled life. And then I had to go back to my scribble because usually my morning pages are not legible to other people. They're pretty much like in code. They're legible to me, scribing. So anyway, but it also brought me back into the remembrance of this scene that came up as well through my writing. And it was when I was young. I had to be under the age of 7. And I was at the beach with my dad and my brother. And, I almost drowned. So bear with me. I didn't care that I was almost drowning. I just love the beach. I love salt water. I just love it. I love it more than life itself. I don't know what it is about the beach and the salt water. I could just sit and play in soft water all my life. Now, I will swim in a pool, but the beach is the best thing. And it could be a cold beach, a hot beach, it didn't matter. I'm putting my body in it some way, somehow. But I remember I was in the water, I was doing my thing, probably about 6 years old, and a riptide or seaweed, something there in California, I don't know, got me and pulled me under. But all I remember is seeing the shore, and I was like, I'm going back. And then the salt water burning my eyes, and then me closing my eyes, and I could just feel the ocean just pull me in like a mother pulling her child close to safety. And I was just like, pew. And then I don't remember anything. The next thing that I remember is people all around me at the beach. And this man, of course, probably saved my life. Not probably because I'm here, but he saved my life. And so he came up into my writing today. And this scene has come up before, but I've never really thanked the man outwardly, I think, for saving my life. And I never thought about the perspective of my father seeing me being sucked up, if he even saw me being sucked up, or saw the man coming into the ocean to pull me out and how he felt. And it was very heart opening. So going back to the heart filled or heart full, it was very heart opening in that moment because I'm sure that man has transitioned over and my dad has transitioned over a decade now. And I felt the energy of not just my the man of his panic of making sure that I stayed alive or that I was alive, but also the panic and the guilt that my father held about that moment. Or at least that's what I felt in the moment. And so I thank the man in spirit in this moment for providing me a life to continue on. And I set into the energy of my father and said, it's okay. I know he loved me, and possibly that he wasn't paying attention at that moment, which he may have been paying attention to my brother because he was younger. But it was a lot. It was a lot for him. And I think he held on to that guilt for a while. And I want that off his spirit, off the record, off our what do you call it? Off our heavenly record, our oh my goodness, I can't think of the word. Our Akashic, our Akashic records. That's what it is. I could just see a hall of books. That's so weird. But anyway, I just off his Akashic records. He doesn't owe me. I don't owe him. I'm just thankful and grateful that in this moment, or at least today, that I'm still here. And I always wonder why. I mean, I love to swim. I used to be in a tub, and I know this is a long story, but stay with me. Stay with me. I know I'm digressing a little. I used to be in the tub, and my grandmother had that big, gigantic metal tubs with the lion's feet on it. I mean, I literally with the slope that you see back in like in the movies for like the olden days in the 18th centuries or whatever. And I used to get on the top of it and I used to slide into the water and water would just go all over the floor, literally all over the floor. I'm surprised my grandmother never whipped me for having half the water on the floor. But I just love to swim. And so I learned how to be an Olympic swimmer. Not an Olympic swimmer. I learned how to be a great swimmer in an Olympic pool at the Los Angeles Coliseum. So, all that to say, the heart filled or heart full. And I was trying all day, going back and forth, back and forth. What did spirit say? What did spirit say? And it's heart full. I want a heart full, like a heart led life. My heart will automatically be filled just for the fact that I am living. I'm always being deposited into something great. You are always being deposited into something great, even when we don't believe it's great in the moment. A lot of times we have that reflection later. That's why they say hindsight is 2020. You can see such a clear direction of where you're going or where you are now from where you've been. Where you're going is always going to be envisioned to you, and you just have to trust the process. So heart filled, that's what this video is about. How are you being heart filled? How, what are the things in your life that are filling you up? I'll give you another thing about my writing this morning. I guess this message is about my writing this morning. So I asked Spirit about puzzles because I used to love to do puzzles. 500 was nothing, but 1,000 pieces, 2,000, 5,000 pieces. I used to sit down and do them. And Spirit said, well, you still like to do them, but now I don't do them to solve problems. And I was like, I don't do them to solve problems. And Spirit was like, no, you do them for the beauty of the pattern, to see the bigger picture. Because I haven't done a puzzle in a while because it hasn't been one that really spoke to me. And then Spirit reminded me at the event that I taught at last month, I sat down and it was a beautiful picture. I may put it in this video of it was a simple puzzle. I think it was like it's for a child. It was like a puzzle, maybe 10 pieces or 12 pieces or something like that. I don't know. But that particular puzzle lit me up. It filled my heart space. And I was in wonder about puzzles again. So I may go buy some children's puzzles that actually light me up because it's about the bigger picture. It's not problem solving. And I can understand that because when I used to do the big puzzles, that was the goal, was to get every piece in perfectly because, it had to fit and to know that this was a problem and I can solve it. And didn't matter how much time it took. But then once it was completed, I sat back, I let it sit, and then I just balled it up and gave it to somebody else. I never really kept a puzzle. Because once the problem is solved, what's the point? There was no point in it. So that's another thing that came out from my free writing this morning. And so maybe this video is about free writing. Have you free wrote or do you do morning pages? It's a lot of words for that, but I love to take the time. I don't do them every day. I have to be honest. Some tools I just don't do every day. Like I don't meditate every day. I don't think I do any tool every day except for I don't even think I maybe pray. That's probably about it. And maybe even some days not even pray. Pray in a way that that's intentional. I may talk to God because I get all frustrated and sometimes and slip out of faith. But with that being said, heartful. Life is heartful when you allow things to fill you up. And I don't just mean fill you up mentally, physically, and spiritually, but soulfully. Something deep in your soul requires an action from the outside world to maintain who you are. So I'm just going to leave you guys with this quick video. I don't know exactly. It's about free writing. It's about being heartful. It's about you just owning the world the way you want and allowing it to fill you up. So open up your eyes, open up your heart, see the gifts around you, even in the chaos of life, even when you're scattered. Life loves you. I love you. And God for sure loves you too. So this is Coach Hunt. I love you guys so much. I have your greatest interest at heart. If you haven't seen the Discovery Letter mini class, I'll put that in the description box as well as the first pinned comments so you can be able to just write your Discovery Letter. You when you purchase the Discovery, the mini class is free. If you're interested in the Discovery Letter, the ebook or the physical book, that information will also be there. And just think about this. This is one tool that will keep you and it will transform with you for a lifetime. It's a short book, but it's a beautiful process. And it's for the woman who knows that she evolves and she needs things to evolve with her. Isn't it amazing that many of the tools that we use today, we outgrow them to a certain level? We outgrow some of our clothes, because our styles change or our body changes. We have to get new toothbrushes and new deodorant and new towels. All these tools that we use, cars and homes and sheets and all these things. But the wisdom that we collect, it always stays with us. And the Discovery Letter is a book of wisdom because you are the wise person who continues to write her story. So that's it. That's all. I love you so much. It's Coach Hunt, and I have your greatest interest at heart. Bye.